Imagine Donald Trump, not the former president, but an eccentric rapper with a flair for the dramatic. Our protagonist, Donald Trump, is not your conventional rapper. He's a bit of a character, a maverick who marches to the beat of his own drum. He's known for his unique sense of humor and an uncanny knack for the absurd. And one day he embarks on an adventure that's as bizarre as the man himself. Picture this. Donald is scrolling through Twitter, and he stumbles upon a chair for sale. Not just any chair, but a chair with a price tag that makes him chuckle. $69. It's an oddly specific price, but then again, Donald is an oddly specific kind of guy. So what does he do? He buys the chair, of course. Now here's where things take a turn. Donald decides that this chair needs something extra, something explosive. So he does what any sensible, eccentric rapper would do. He rigs the chair with fireworks. Yes, you heard it right. Fireworks. But wait, there's more. As the fuse burns, Donald is sitting on this firework-rigged chair, blissfully munching on a bucket of KFC. He's completely unfazed, almost as if he's anticipating the forthcoming spectacle. And then, boom! The fireworks ignite, sending Donald the chair and a shower of chicken pieces into the sky. It's a sight to behold. An unexpected rapper, a chair, and a rain of KFC, all soaring through the sky amidst a blaze of fireworks. It's spectacular. It's absurd. It's Donald. And where does this flaming spectacle land? You couldn't make this up even if you tried. He lands, quite conveniently, at the house of none other than Nikocado Avocado, the renowned Ukrainian-born American internet celebrity known for his mukbang videos. So there he was, plummeting from the sky in a literal ball of fire. And where does he land? Nikocado Avocado's house, of course. Now imagine Nikocado Avocado, a Ukrainian-born American YouTuber known for his voracious appetite, confronted with an out-of-the-blue proposition. Enter Donald Trump, the rapper, fresh from his skydiving stunt, still smoldering from the fireworks, and smelling faintly of KFC. Nikocado, he begins, his voice as smooth as the barbecue sauce on his chicken wings. Do you know what I love more than rapping and fireworks? Being in charge. Nikocado looks at him, puzzled, a half-eaten Popeye's chicken leg in his hand. What do you mean, Donald? Trump grins, a twinkle in his eye as bright as a firework. I want to be the mayor of Trumpsville, a quaint little town that's just begging for some excitement, and I want you to help me. Nikocado almost chokes on his chicken. Me? Help you become a mayor? But I'm a mukbang YouTuber. Trump laughs, a sound as hearty as the crunch of a well-fried chicken wing. Exactly. Who better to help me win the hearts of rural folk than someone who appreciates good food? And in return, he leans in closer, I'll give you a lifetime supply of KFC and Popeyes. The room goes quiet, save for the sound of Nikocado's heart pounding in his chest. A lifetime supply of KFC and Popeyes, the ultimate mukbang dream. But then a doubt creeps in. What if we lose? Nikocado asks, his voice barely audible. Trump waves the doubt away as if it's a pesky fly. Lose? With my rapping skills and your love for food, there's no way we can lose. Trump's confidence is infectious, and Nikocado finds himself nodding. After all, he thinks, what's the worst that could happen? Nikocado, faced with a proposal too delicious to resist, agreed to help Trump in his political endeavor. In the midst of all this, Darth Vader, yes, the Darth Vader, found himself unemployed. Now, let's pause for a moment, shall we? Can you imagine Darth Vader, the galaxy's most feared Sith Lord, out of a job? Not because he failed to conquer the galaxy, or due to some epic Jedi-Sith showdown, but for a reason as absurdly hilarious as devouring a Big Mac. Yes, you heard that right. A Big Mac. Donald Trump, the rapper who has been making waves not just with his music but his unique antics, was enjoying his favorite Big Mac. Just as he was about to take a bite, he found his precious Big Mac missing. And who was the culprit? None other than Darth Vader himself. Vader, with a guilty look on his masked face, was caught red-handed, chewing on the last bit of the stolen Big Mac. The rapper was not amused. He was livid. He looked at Darth Vader, who was still munching on the burger, and said, "You're fired." Now, this wasn't your regular firing. This was a Trump firing. The kind of firing that's accompanied by a dramatic flair, an over-the-top gesture, and a punchline that would make even the most serious person chuckle. Trump pointed at Vader and said, "Vader, you're fired, and don't even think about using your force choke on me. It won't work. You can't force choke the Big Mac out of me." Vader stood there, stunned, the half-eaten Big Mac falling from his hand. He was Darth Vader, the Dark Lord of the Sith, for crying out loud. And here he was, getting fired over a Big Mac. The whole scene was so absurd, so ridiculous, that you couldn't help but laugh. It was a perfect blend of the unexpected and the hilarious, making it a moment to remember. And just like that, Darth Vader was out of a job, all because of a Big Mac. Trump, now in need of a new team, turned to the most unlikely candidates. And who might these be, you ask? Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because our unlikely hero has just enlisted the services of Rick, Frank, and Bill, the laziest pirates this side of the seven seas. These aren't your typical swashbuckling buccaneers, oh no. These guys are more interested in snoozing in their hammocks and belting out off-key sea shanties than they are in hunting for treasure or walking the plank. But don't be fooled. When it comes to the art of doing absolutely nothing, they are unmatched. But the crew doesn't stop there. Trump, in his infinite wisdom, also brings on board the bad piggies, the notorious villains of the Angry Birds universe. These mischievous porkers might not be the sharpest tools in the shed, but they sure know how to stir up trouble. And last, but certainly not least, we have Mayorship, the goofy ogre. Picture Shrek, but with less charm and more clumsiness. This big-hearted brute might not be the brightest bulb, but his loyalty is unwavering, and his strength is unparalleled. So there you have it, folks. The team is as diverse as they come. A motley crew of misfits and slackers, pirates and piggies, and one very goofy ogre. Their interactions are a comedy goldmine, from the pirates' constant bickering to Yarrick's innocent blunders and the bad piggies' relentless mischief. Will this ragtag team be enough to help Trump win the election? Will their unique blend of laziness, mischief, and strength be the secret sauce that Trump needs to secure his victory? Or will their hilarious antics prove to be too much for even Trump to handle? One thing is for sure, though. This is not your average political campaign. It's a wild ride, full of laughter, chaos, and a fair share of facepalms. So buckle up, because it's about to get interesting. So, armed with his unlikely team, Trump was ready to take on Trumpsville. The election was on, and Trump's opponent, an equally absurd character, Egret, the lazy troll. Now you might be wondering, how does one run a political campaign against a troll? Well, the answer is simple, with a whole lot of hilarity and a dash of absurdity. In the left corner we have Trump, the rapping mayor wannabe, whose campaign strategy was as wild as his rap lyrics. He promised a lifetime supply of KFC and Popeyes, which, let's be honest, is a pretty enticing proposition. His speeches were a mix of rap verses and promises of endless fried chicken. It's safe to say Trump was not playing by the usual political rules. In the right corner, we have Egret, the lazy troll. His campaign was, well, let's just say it was unique. Egret wasn't one for speeches or promises. No, his strategy was to nap. Yes, you heard it right. He napped in the middle of a political campaign. His idea was that the citizens of Trumpsville would see his ability to sleep through anything as a sign of stability. The campaign antics were nothing short of hilarious. Trump, on one hand, was throwing KFC buckets into the crowd, while Egret, on the other hand, was literally sleeping on the job. Their debates were a spectacle to behold. Trump would break into a rap verse mid-debate, and Egret would respond by yawning and taking a quick power nap. The town of Trumpsville had never seen anything like it. It was like watching a comedy show, a rap concert, and a political debate all rolled into one. Every day brought a new level of absurdity, a new reason to laugh, a new joke to tell. But amid the hilarity, there was a sense of anticipation. Who would win this ridiculous battle for Trumpsville? The rapping mayor wannabe with a love for fried chicken, or the lazy troll with a penchant for napping? The election was a roller coaster of ridiculousness, and the town couldn't wait for the results. The day of reckoning was here, and Trump had a secret weapon, his rap skills. Picture this, an election swaying on the whims of rhythm and rhymes. Trump, our unlikely rapper, steps into the limelight, ready to unleash his lyrical prowess. His opponent, Egret, the lazy troll, has no idea what's about to hit him. You can almost hear the tension crackling in the air, like a record about to drop. Trump clears his throat, the mic squeaks in anticipation, and then he starts to rap. He raps about his journey from a fiery fall to a hilarious quest for power. He raps about the lazy pirates, the goofy ogre, and even throws in a line about the bad piggies. The crowd starts to sway, caught up in the rhythm of his words, the sheer audacity of his performance. Egret tries to counter, but let's be honest, his rhymes were as lazy as he was. The crowd wasn't feeling it. But when Trump takes the mic again, the energy shifts. He raps about his plans for Trumpsville, promises a lifetime supply of KFC and Popeyes to all. Now that's a campaign promise you don't hear every day. The crowd roars in approval. Trump's words, his rhythm, his audacious promises, they all come together in a symphony of absurdity, a melody of hilarity. The rap battle turns into a concert, a celebration of the unexpected. And then, the moment we've all been waiting for. The votes are counted, the crowd holds its breath. Trump wins. The crowd erupts in cheers, laughter echoing through the town. The lazy troll slinks away, defeated by the power of rap. And with that, Trump became the rapping mayor of Trumpsville, proving that every adventure, no matter how absurd, has its own rhythm. So, what happens when an eccentric rapper becomes the mayor of a rural town? Well, let me paint you a picture. Picture a town hall meeting, but instead of the usual humdrum speeches, the new mayor is rapping his announcements, dropping beats like they're hot potatoes. The townsfolk, initially bewildered, soon start tapping their feet to the rhythm, and before you know it, the town hall is transformed into a full-blown hip-hop concert. The sight of grannies shaking it to the beat is something that will be etched into the annals of Trumpsville forever. But what about Nikocado, the mukbang king? Well, he's now the official food consultant of Trumpsville, thanks to the lifetime supply of KFC and Popeyes he received. His reaction, you ask? Well, imagine a kid in a candy store, but replace the candy with buckets of fried chicken. Yes, it's exactly as hilarious as it sounds. He's been spotted going around the town with a chicken drumstick in one hand and a biscuit in the other, leaving a trail of crumbs wherever he goes. And let's not forget about the changes our rapper mayor has implemented. Trumpsville now has its very own fireworks day, where everyone straps fireworks to their chairs and lights them up in a spectacular display of colors. It's like the 4th of July, but with chairs instead of the sky. Oh, and remember Darth Vader? He's been replaced by a statue of Rick, Frank, and Bill, the lazy pirates in the town square. And the bad piggies? They've been appointed as the town's official security team, patrolling the streets with their goofy grins. But it's not all fun and games. Trumpsville has seen its share of challenges too. Egret, the lazy troll, has been trying to stage a comeback, challenging Trump to a rap battle. But our mayor is not one to back down. He's been practicing his rhymes day and night, ready to take on any challenger that comes his way. He's even got Yarrick, the goofy ogre, to be his hype man. And the townsfolk? They've embraced the change with open arms, even if it's a tad unconventional. They've started calling themselves Trumpsvillians, and have adopted the motto, "In rap, we trust." They've learned to enjoy the absurdity, and the town has never been livelier. And so ends the tale of Donald Trump, the rapper, his fireworks, and his journey to becoming the mayor of Trumpsville. Until the next absurd adventure, stay tuned.